Hello everyone, super happy to be here today to talk about frontier data. Welcome. So my name is Edouard. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Kili Technology. And so as we all know, AI is advancing at a lightning speed, changing almost everything in our lives, from the way we make decisions to the way we operate process. And yet, at the heart of AI, there is one key, one single element that is key, it's data. As we all know, AI is made of the three components: data, compute, and algorithms. At Kili, we supply the data pillar. So very concretely, what we do is we label and we annotate data for different people, for governments. So for instance, we work for the DoD, the Department of Defense in the US, for LLM providers, Mistral, QTI, Google, and for Fortune 500 companies and startups. And how do we do this? Through a smart combination of three elements. The first one is the workforce, tooling, and project management. So workforce, we are able to source people from all around the globe with different skills. Can be people just being able to recognize usual objects on images, to PhDs, doctors, lawyers, programmers in the usual languages, but also most exotic things such as Lean, used for formal proofs in math. So first element, workforce. Second one, tooling. So we offer a platform, so a software platform to operate labeling projects at scale. And so the challenge here is to orchestrate high-quality data labeling at scale. And project management, we have internally, and we benefit from the high quality of the French engineering ecosystem, machine learning engineers who are experts in data labeling. So being able to understand very well the challenges of our customers, so LLM providers, and being able to operate and supervise data labeling projects. And indeed, LLM especially requires a lot of data, tons of data for the pre-training, the alignment, and the evaluation. To give a few figures, the pre-training of Llama 3, 15 trillion tokens, and the human examples used for the alignment, over 10 million human crafted examples. And a lot more were generated, but not used. And so at Kili, we focus on the alignment and the evaluation part of those models. To say a few words on evaluation, we very recently open sourced a piece of research about LLM vulnerabilities using a cross-lingual approach. And to share a few findings, attacks on Llama 3 GPT-4o. Some attacks achieved an over than 93% of success rate, with very few prompt engineering. And second takeaway is that the safety mechanisms of those models become very weak after a few turns. So it's quite easy to catch attacks in the first turn, but after a few turns, it degrades quite rapidly. If you want to know more, you can just go to llmbenchmark.kilitechnology.com, and you will have access to all the research. Yet, over the past few years, companies, so top Tier 1, Tier 2 LLM providers have invested massive amounts in compute, so buying tons of GPUs to train always larger models. The revenue of NVIDIA exploded from $5 billion a quarter to more than to over 30 billion a quarter. Their logo is everywhere. But despite this horsepower, but we are not seeing any major jump in the performance of AI. If we look at GPT-4, so released in 2022, nothing has really surpassed it. Despite nothing related to the massive investment in terms of compute. And why? Because we have hit data wall. So meaning that all the low-hanging fruit data, all the easy to collect data from the website, Wikipedia, blogs, books, torrents, has been used. And the truth is that leveraging more GPU won't fix this. Without better data, but even if we put more compute, we won't change the game. AI is only as good as the data it has been trained on. And so to leap forward, we need a new kind of data, frontier data, that's deeper, more complex, and more domain-specific. So it's not about scrapping more web content, it's about unlocking proprietary, expert-driven data to make a breakthrough. So take, for instance, a legal team drafting a contract, some financial expert doing fraud detection. Those professionals, they don't just follow a checklist. They engage in a deep, in a thoughtful process, and those processes, they are not documented online. So frontier data is about collecting reasoning chains, agent behaviors, specialized knowledge directly from the experts. And at Kili, we focus, we specialize in capturing and structuring this kind of data. To give you just one example, one exciting example is the way you can source experts in Lean to improve the reasoning of LLMs. Maybe you know, so you probably all know RLHF. Maybe some of you know what's reinforcement learning from code execution feedback. It's a process where an LLM improves its code generation ability by receiving a feedback, either a reward or a penalty, depending on the success or the failure of the execution of the code it just generated. It would be amazing. It's used, for instance, to train GitHub Copilot or aiPULSE. It would be amazing if we could do the same thing for math. So being able to give feedback on a proof of a math theorem generated by an LLM. And in fact, there is a language named Lean, formal mathematical proof language, that can do that. And so if you are able to translate math in a natural language, so in tech, into Lean code, you can know if the proof is right or not, and then directly reward or penalize the model. This approach has been used by Alpha Proof a few months ago, and so by Google, and the model achieved silver medal level at the Olympiad of Math. And so, for instance, we provide Lean 4 labelers. And having that, we can make AI systems that can learn themselves to improve their reasoning. And so this is the power of frontier data. So how to turn data as a competitive advantage in AI. Data is the ultimate weapon. And so the first competitive advantage that companies can develop is unlocking the value hidden in their proprietary data. Many companies have a unique data, are sitting on unique and super valuable data. Take Meta, a lot of social data. Google, a lot of data through all the enterprise suite of software. Take Microsoft, take Apple, they have a lot of data. Then take even European banks, they have more data in terms of terabytes than what was used to train GPT-4. Not all of this data is valuable, but some of it definitely. And so first challenge is to unlock this data that is locked behind the privacy regulation and the proprietary systems. So first challenge for companies. The second one is to capture tacit knowledge. So tacit knowledge is the deep, not written expertise that professionals develop over years. Let's say, for instance, people drafting a patent. When you draft a patent, you have to understand innovation, anticipate the questions of the patent office, frame a strategy, and all of this process can be translated in training data. And so collecting this kind of data is a key step in creating models that are able to reason and solve complex problems like a professional beyond simple basic tasks. And finally, as available real-world data become scarce, synthetic data offers a solution. Synthetic data is not about creating random data. It's about creating an hybrid process, combining human expertise and computing power to generate data. And to give you one example, at Kili, we create playbooks, so a set of prompts that can be parameterized in terms of topic, in terms of complexity, in terms of language. And those playbooks are used to accelerate the creation of labeled data by the annotators. And then the data is created faster, of higher quality, because we can control the diversity of the data, and the labelers can spend more time on checking the quality. And so in the future, data creation will be a key part of the AI pipeline, and probably as important as what the compute infrastructure is today. So the data creation will be as important as the compute infrastructure. So to conclude, in the world of AI, there are not a lot of modes. Compute power can be bought. Algorithms are open sourced, are not super differentiating across LLM providers, but the data, the proprietary, specialized data, gives an edge. And so at Kili, we just help companies to do that with workforce, with tools, with project management. We help them to turn data into something that can help them to lead this revolution. Thank you. One question. 3 minutes? Ouais. Okay, if you ouais. Ouais, go.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. How do you, as a company, how do you get? Imagine you work with like a client in, legal,
Yep.
like, and you say you want to capture all the tacit knowledge, right, of those expert drafting laws and so forth.
Yep.
So you, as a company, how do you? And someone wants to create a model that leverage this tacit knowledge. How do you intervene to actually help the clients? Leveraging the tacit knowledge of the legal matters.
So we'll provide one single point of contact, so a project manager that will collect the need, and then we will put in place a sourcing strategy, so targeting communities of domain experts. So let's say attorneys in whatever language, whatever specialty, and we will manage to find attorneys that will onboard on a data labeling project.
Okay, if I may just have a following questions. How do you envision your competition with Surge?
Okay.
How do you
ouais. So very similar play. So basically we have two competitors, Scale, Surge, quite big actually. I think we benefit a lot from the French ecosystem and the quality of the AI engineering, and through that we managed to put very high quality engineers in front of our customers, and so better guidelines, a better understanding of their pains. We can do much more complex sourcing of people, and I think we provide better quality through smart automation, and basically two pillars. We leverage playbooks, and we have a very, very good playbook generator, and QA, QC functions. So we are able to do a lot of statistical analysis of our data downstream, and to make sure that it's clean. Well, okay. Thank you.